What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Siouxsie and the Banshees, more from A Kiss in the Dreamhouse, 1982. And the next track is amusingly called She's a Carnival. It sounds like a bit of objectification, the reverse of personification, taking a person and describing them as an impersonal event or object. So carnivals are about revelry, celebration, sometimes role reversal, meaning people who are normally in charge are momentarily those that are being made fun of or ignored, whereas those who toil on the lower strata are suddenly allowed to come into the public and act as they wish. So I feel like any of those concepts could be relevant. Nevertheless, it is an amusing title, and I wonder if we're talking about a carnival in a more literal sense, that someone is always a party and being around her gives off that atmosphere, or whether there's a darker, more nuanced meaning to the phrase. So I'll see what I can catch on the first listen. This is Siouxsie and the Banshees. The track is She's a Carnival, and it's from their 1982 album A Kiss in the Dreamhouse. I like that double snare hit.
In the heart of the night, she smiles like Mardi Gras, spinning in a dizzy haze. Her circus head goes, it's privilege disease, catching colors from the air.
Like an oldie-timey stadium organ. I think we did.
This is the prize.
They're crazy. They are completely crazy, in a very good way. So, yeah, I did hear a few lines over the course of, let's say, the normal part of the tune, and it did sound like she was being compared to Mardi Gras and catching colors in the air, which could relate to, catching colored beads and necklaces, which is part of the, at least modern articulation of Mardi Gras. It sounds also like there's an allure, maybe even physical enjoyment, talking about maybe connecting with her, I'm not sure, but also maybe a sort of bright intensity. And by the end, we get that organ part, which feels like something at an old-time carnival itself, and even though it sort of sounded a bit like a church organ, I think you said something about prize. It sounded like something that might be awarded or be a celebratory riff that you might see on like a game show or something like that when someone wins a prize. So all of it seemed like it could be connected in different ways conceptually, but I didn't hear all the lines, so I'd have to listen to it again. I look forward to reading people's comments. But what a cool and dark tune, lots of flourishing and rolling percussion, the sort of side of the snare, like double hits at the beginning, and then the loud popping snares, it really got into it. Again, some more moments at the end of measures where the percussion would roll around. So again, knowing a little bit of Budgie's work and hearing some of the creatures, nothing when it comes to their drums and percussion surprises me, but it did sound very good. And yeah, sort of driving tune, it had energy to it. I liked how Siouxsie's voice at points seemed to be right in the fore and then in the back, and it sort of alternated front and back and felt like she was coming from different directions, and maybe there was even some overlapping of her vocals. So a really interesting track. Looking forward to hearing what people have to say, because again, the little tidbits I caught make me wonder about how much metaphor is at hand, how much figurative meaning, what it means to say someone is a carnival. So yeah, another cool one from them. They do never cease to amaze me in terms of the sonic character of their tracks. Not knowing anything about them when I went into this deep dive, and then hearing some of the stuff on Juju and so on, it's constantly engaging and surprising to hear their work. And that bit at the end there's definitely some comedy there, because it felt like something in a recording session where it's like, oh, did you get that? Let me play it double time for you real quick. Like there's a bit of humor, and maybe that was always meant to be part of the tune. Maybe it's something that just happened that was then included or kept on the recording. So yeah, just a really interesting one. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.